Sorry, I got distracted by Mochi. Welcome back to the Sweet and Spicy Podcast. My name is Kate.
And I'm Cecily. And today I'm covering the Cuddle Clause.
Okay, I'm curious about the Cuddle Clause. First, who's it by?
Roxie Ray.
Nice. Second, clause is in like R? Like woof?
No, as in very much like legal clauses.
Okay, so we just got out of Christmas too, so that was my other guess. Was those three.
No.
So, okay, cool.
None of the above. So, this is a story that has trigger warnings, feelings of abandonment. If you suffer with any kind of, like, autism on the spectrum, different stims and things like that, things that bother you that way, that's mentioned and talked about. And, there is, like, you know, bad exes, but there's no abuse, there's no death, there's nothing crazy. It's pretty sweet. It does have some spice, but it's pretty sweet. Overall, I would give it, like, a... comparatively, in what we read and everything, it's probably, like, a 1.5 for spice. Maybe a 2.
It's like entry-level spice.
Probably. I mean, it is a werewolf. It is werewolf human, so maybe it should be a 2 because it's werewolf human.
Okay,
but,
so here's the thing about that, right? I got introduced to spicy books through Wattpad werewolf books.
Yeah, but not everybody does. Some people like their spice to just be between two human beings.
I've also gotten it through, like, AO3 and, like, all
We've
of that.
established, though, that we are the anomaly. We're going with
Fair.
We're going with the Gen Pop. So Gen Pop is probably going to call it a 2. I would probably lean more towards a 1.5. But because it has a werewolf, it's probably a 2. And because he does talk the way he talks. Anyway, we'll get into that.
Is this the equivalent to men's Hear Me Out? Where it's like, oh my god, guys, hear me out. She go. And women are like, guys, hear me out. The door. Like...
Probably, yes. That's how our spice rating is compared to the average person, I feel.
Our spice rating is the girl. We're like, guys, I could be like, guys, have you seen the battle axe? Like, it's got curves. No.
I'm not even that level.
I'm saying no. I'm not doing the battle axe. That was, example. But still. It's interesting. But is that maybe why our system of how we rate things with spice levels is so different? Is because we started with the monster?
Probably.
Obviously, werewolf is like light
and because
monster,
we like it. Well, yeah, like to us, werewolf is nothing because werewolf is like everybody starts with werewolf, but not everybody does.
You either start with werewolf.
Listen,
vampire,
you're thinking
monsters.
of. You got to think of the people who start with Colleen Hoover, okay? Be nice.
I'm finding it.
Anywho, let me continue.
Oh.
Just let me continue. No.
I bought her book.
No.
I started her book.
I said no.
I'm sorry, it's just not for me.
That is acceptable. End of conversation. Now, I should have been a PR rep. Anywho.
Guys, she's giving me media training, and as you realize, it's not working. Those of you who have seen Heated Rivalry.
Did you see that the actors are going to be the Olympic torchbearers?
No, I didn't.
Also,
I'm so happy for them to be able to get out of there because they were not, like, well-known actors. I mean, they've been in a couple things.
They're blowing up now. They were on Fallon. And here's the thing. Let's tie this in here. Let's just go on it. This is a good tangent.
Guys, we have a tangent episode today.
Okay, but this is a good tangent because we addressed this in our premiere episode when we described in our introduction how erotic books, sex books, stuff like this has always been
Yes.
there. It's always done really well and been super popular, but they never wanted to make it because of societal norms or whatever other nonsense they have going on, or because it doesn't cater to the patriarchy. But heated rivalry blowing up. 50 Shades of Grey blew up in theaters. Bridgerton, hello. And HBO is coming out with a series that they're saying is even steamier than Bridgerton. And I'm like, I mean, Bridgerton's got some moments. So if it's like, if you're going to do out top that, like, all right, I'm
They
watching.
don't have heated rivalry moments. But
Like,
they have
as someone
moments.
who watched The Tudors back in the day, this is amazing that all of this stuff is coming back. But
Especially since the majority of spice that we've seen in movies and, TV shows has been either very, very, like, they start and then it's closed door, which is normal, right? Or it's things like Game of Thrones, which is very male-focused.
yes, and
It's
had a lot of
focused towards
incest.
men. Yes, that did too. That was weird.
That was weird. George R.
But
Martin,
it was-
don't know what you're doing.
But it was very focused towards...
We should review Game of Thrones for an episode.
I'm not going to do that. You can do that. That book would take me so long to finish.
I went to start it and I could never find it at the library, but I didn't want to buy it. So,
Yeah.
it was always on hold. But
Yeah,
like,
it is.
it's really
It is
cool
nice to
because
see this.
those actors are now Olympic torchbearers.
Honestly, though, also shout out to it not only just being a spicy show and actually
it's
representing a book. It's an LGBT
Yeah,
book.
like that's even crazier that how much it's blown up. 'cause
That entire series, I believe, is LGBT too. So it's, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that entire series that starts with Game Changer, then goes to Heated Rivalry, and continues on, is LGBT. And so it's really nice to see that this is being a big thing, especially with, what's going on with today's everything.
everything.
It's nice to actually see that that is the representation that we get to have.
So keep making it popular.
Yeah.
Well, and then also in other news, Amazon Prime will be releasing an adult cartoon of Lore Olympus. Which
Yes, I'm so excited. I started reading that when she first came out with it, on Webtoon. I've been on Webtoon for years now.
I'm so behind. I have the
So
first 3
excited.
volumes, and I think there's volume 8 now, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's done. She's done.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it ever got, spicy, though. Did it? Oh, it did? Finally?
It didn't it wasn't
I
what
bet
you're
they make it
imagining.
spicy in the show, though. Maybe. I'm hoping.
Webtoon doesn't do spicy. I think they only do spicy in Korea.
That would make sense. Because there was another book I was reading on Webtoon. I think it's Under the Oak Tree or something, and it was dragging.
Under the Oak Tree is on Manta.
Oh, wrong one.
Ma'am.
Oops.
That one is also not spicy, but because it cuts off at certain spots. But Manta does actually have the spicy comics. I'm outing myself here.
Yes, yes, you are.
Full on, which is fine. I don't care. I will read it. I read the really cute fluffy stuff as well. Under the Oak Tree is really good. I read one on Webtoon called Best Friend Complex, which is really good. It originally is very spicy of a comic, but Webtoon dulled it down. It's not spicy on Webtoon. It was when they first released it, and then Webtoon realized what the thing was that was released and how far the artist got to go with it, and then they pulled back those panels.
And they were
said,
like,
"You can't
no."
do that."
No.
You saw the most you saw was a hand down pants,
Oh, my.
and then they pulled
So-
that.
so scandalous.
I know, it's so scandalous. Other books have the full.
Gimme. But
So
anywho, the whole
I'm
point
sorry, we just
between
went on a
that,
tangent.
yeah, but that was an important tangent because it ties back to what
Yes.
we said. This is popular; it deserves recognition, and plus, Butcher and Blackbird is getting a movie. These
Yes.
are all big and exciting things that we should all be happy about. So
I told my husband he has to come with me when Butcher and Blackbird comes out, and he has to watch it with me.
Tee.
When Butcher and Blackbird comes out, because I know that they have finished the script and everything. I know that Fourth Wing is also, I believe, getting a
I've
TV
heard
show.
something about Fourth Wing getting a TV show. I forgot about that. Yeah, so it's I'm surprised A Court of Thorn and Roses hasn't.
I'm not. And the reason I say that is because, yes, it is a very long book series, but she's still currently writing, and they don't know where it's going.
Oh, that's fair, because they totally boffed that with Game of Thrones, because he hadn't finished the book, and then they gave us that BS ending.
Yes. So I think she's maybe waiting a little bit longer, because I think she's trying to get a couple more books done.
That's
for
fair.
it. Also, with books like that are fairy tale based, it is a little harder to come about that, especially when you have to build a whole brand new world,
which
like
is
Valaris and everything.
ridiculous.
Valaris. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong.
Yeah, but fairy tale worlds are awesome.
Yes. I mean, they're doing with Fourth Wing. Let's be honest here. They're doing dragons and everything with Fourth Wing.
Westeros was not real.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, I would rather watch movies about that than people in our real world, because I want to escape reality.
Fair. I do really like the fact that we have this much representation now, and I believe a big part of it is from Book Talk, because they're seeing, yes, we've always heard the thing sex sells, whatever, but with that being said, that is very
not just
geared
sex.
Towards men. That whole thing is very geared towards men, and that's fine. Men need to have their own thing as well, but women have always been told, like, to hide and to never show, like, that they like these things. And now that it's coming out, like, no, I do like reading dirty books. Like, yes, I like reading
I like
this.
a little bit of story
that.
with my dirty, that's all.
Yes, and also, with the new modern books and everything coming out, it's not Fabio, okay? It's not Fabio on the cover coming to whisk you away from the life that you have been stuck in. It's got actual feeling. It's dark romance, it's fluffy romance, it's cutesy, it's fun. You have romance that's coming out about, serial killers, Butcher and Blackbird. But then you also have other ones coming out that are cute and fluffy and have pregnancy tropes, or the ones that are geared towards older women too. There are books coming out about divorced women.
Oh yeah, I'm about to bring y'all some reviews for some of these, like, it's like midlife magical crisis and different stuff I keep seeing, and I feel like it's the internet trying to hurt my feelings because of my own age, but you know what, whatever, I'm gonna read it.
I think it's so important that we are exploring more of these books and exploring more of this side of, books and literature and women and all of these things, where we're seeing what people actually like, and we don't have to hide behind the fact that, yeah, I like these books. I like reading about these things. Women are not just these people that don't think about sex at all, because let's be honest, we're all human, and unless you're asexual, which is completely fine,
you
typically are going to think about it. I mean, demisexual might also fall in that, but you still think about it with that one partner that you're like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
What's funny is I just had the thought is, like, how we always, like, hear about Caligula and back in ancient Rome, and we're like, wow, what a bunch of freaks. One day when we're the post-apocalyptic society, they're going to be like, what is with these people and werewolves? Did they used to exist or something?
They're going to be like, what's up with these tentacles?
Yes.
Or they're going to be really confused by the inanimate objects.
I mean, I think we're all confused about that.
Or the inanimate objects that books are using to... So...
Exactly. So, anyway, that is a fun little tangent that I feel is very tied in and relevant, especially when you consider the history of when we did our intro episode and talked about this. And in that vein, the book I'm reviewing today is called The Cuddle Clause. It's by Roxie Ray. I kept seeing it advertised on Facebook, and I was like, dang it, this looks interesting. I would consider this a cozy forced proximity romance. It is supernatural because the male lead is a werewolf. However, he is a werewolf who is on the spectrum. So he gets sensory overload, and he doesn't like being in the pack because it gets too loud, too many people, too many touches. He has a special plate. He only eats off a certain plate. It's the good plate. And for those of us who like the tiny fork or the tiny spoon or the big spoon, I myself am a weirdo. I like the tiny fork, but the big spoon, it's complex.
I have to have the tiny fork and I have to have the tiny spoon.
But he does all of those things. And then our female, but he also works, he's actually an alpha line, bloodline, and he works for his cousin who's the alpha of the pack. His cousin's name is Lucian, and he is just big dramatic guy. Like, he's all fun and games and la 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 and brings the drama, but then he's also like hardcore alpha, fights for the pack. So in this world, humans know about shifters. They're not fully integrated, but they are aware they exist. It's not a problem. They have businesses, different things. So our female lead is Maggie James. She's 31, and you start the book, and she is in the process of moving out and breaking up with her boyfriend named Eric. Eric with a C. He's a bland Eric. It talks about how everything is beige and how he always acts like she's too much and all this other stuff and needs her to be softer. So
Eric was my favorite Disney prince growing up.
So he always wants her to be softer and to fit into this mold. And I'm sure, as all of us probably have a story about a guy trying to make you into something you're not, and that's what was happening here. She's a freelance graphic designer, and she's kind of loud, kind of chaotic sometimes. So every time he tells her, I need you softer, it whittles away at her soul and her self-confidence. So eventually he breaks up with her. And she has to leave the apartment, and so she's packing, and then she goes to stay with her sister, and she's having a meltdown with her sister. And Roman sorry, not to get too confused. So she starts looking for a place to live because she's like, I can't stay with my sister. Her sister is her older sister, and she's like, you have your life together and I never do. And she's like, but you're my baby sister and I love you. And it's adorable because it's very friendly. I keep seeing all those ads for where the sisters hate each other, and I'm just kind of ugh, stop it. So this one was nice because they were very sweet to each other. Very good.
Evil sisters and stuff.
Sometimes it's just too much. Yes. And I'm like, oh, how many evil sisters can there be? Which I'm sure there are. I'm sure it's relevant, but I don't like it. I'm tired of it.
I mean, I get siblings fight. I get it. I mean, we both have siblings. We fought with our siblings.
I will knock my brother out, but you're not allowed to.
Exactly. It's at the end of the day, there are still some lines that you don't cross with siblings. Because guess what? We went through the same ditches. We went through the same trenches. We fought together. Okay? I can be as rude as possible to my sibling, and he can be as rude as possible back, but you best bet anybody else goes after one of us, we will fight.
And that's just how it is. Yeah. So, they're really sweet together. So she looks for a place to live, and she finds a place, and it's really nice apartment. It's sunshiny, and it says looking for a roommate. No shifters, no pets allowed building. And she's like, well, whatever. And then she's like, there's a roommate clause or whatever. And she's like, okay. So she goes, can I check this apartment out? Text her back, says, sure. She shows up and she meets Roman, who is drop dead gorgeous because, he's a werewolf. He's ripped. He's built. He's got fluffy hair.
He's not allowed to be a shifter.
He's not. He is sneaky hiding shifter because he really likes the building, because it fits his specifications for what he needs in a home. And that goes with him being on the spectrum. It's exactly how he needs it to be, so he doesn't want to leave. So he hides the fact that he's a shifter. And the landlady, her name is Doris Cranberry. And you would think, it makes it sound like she's this adorable old lady, but she's more like a embattled, gritty old lady. And
Oh, I love that.
she's anti-animal, anti-shifter because she's allergic to animal hair. And she's militant. She has a tenant suspicion log, and she makes surprise visits and checks, and she's nosy and chaotic, and it's hilarious. She is written so hysterically.
Is
I
she
was
suspicious of him at all?
a little bit. We get into that. So,
Okay.
so Roman beats Maggie. They kind of hit it off. She's like, "Oh my god, he's attractive, but this apartment's beautiful, rent's easy." And he's like, "Here's a contract. There's a roommate clause." She doesn't read it. Signs the paper, moves in. He helps her.
What's the clause? What's the clause?
He helps her move in, and he's helping her carry stuff and different things, and it's he's really like he kind of like lightly flirts with her almost in a way because he thinks she's adorable, but it's like also comes across as friendly and charming because he knows how to. Part of his deal is he reads people and knows how he has to act appropriately. That's part of him being on the spectrum and things. And so, it's chill, it's whatever. She moves in. Like her second night in there, she wakes up, goes to the fridge, freaks out because homie is on all fours in wolfie form in the kitchen. And she throws a cup at him, throws stuff at him. Like, what's happening? So.
Please tell me that was part of the roommate clause that she
Oh,
didn't
it
read.
is. It is. It is. So he ships back, calms her down, everything's fine, and he's like, "You didn't read the roommate clause. You didn't read it, did you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "No, you didn't. Because part of it included not throwing things at me when I'm freshly shifted." So the roommate clause essentially details that he sometimes has to be cuddled after shifting because it's very emotional. You have to help him hide from the landlady because she's anti-animal. You could never use the blue and white plate because that's his good plate. You can't have that one. That's his. It's chipped just the right way. It's his plate. And it's just got, how debates will be settled. It's just very thorough for all these little things.
This sounds like a Sheldon Cooper level.
Not quite Sheldon level, but it's in that vein. It's like maybe diet Sheldon, like a little more tolerable Sheldon.
Light.
Yeah, he's not, and I love Sheldon and the character of Sheldon, don't get me wrong, but Sheldon comes across very blunt and people think he's rude and all these other things because he comes across as having no concept of you can't say that to people. Roman's not that level. Roman's learned how to mask. Okay? Sheldon's unmasked, never learned how to mask, just lived life and let it happen.
Yeah.
Roman's learned how to mask. And his home is a safe place to, unmask, and sometimes he needs different things. So, she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." But they start to get along. They have fun. It's adorable. The book is so cute because they just have this adorable relationship where they're becoming friends and they pick at each other and different things. And of course, Maggie can't deny, dude's freaking hot. And she kind of feels like she feels feelings. Basically, they both are catching feelings, but they don't want to say they're catching feelings because he knows she just got out of a relationship. And she knows that he is, has his own brand of problems. So they're like, this would never work. This is crazy. And they just both constantly talk themselves out of it. Well, to complicate things, the magic around the Packlands where he goes and helps his cousin because he's the primo organizer for his cousin's dramatic events and things that he throws. The Borderlands magic is failing, and they don't know why. And Lucian and his wolves are all very strong to protect from attacks and rogues and things, but again, it's not good. So he decides that everyone must find a bonded mate to increase the magic at the lines. And Roman's like, "Oh dear God, no." So Roman's ex, who happens to be in the pack, named Serafina, which Serafina just always comes across as such a hooker name. I'm sorry. It's just, why is the heifer always Serafina?
But it's such a pretty name.
It is pretty, so why is it always such a heifer?
I've had Seraphinas that were like the main
I think I had
character.
one good Seraphina. The rest, heifers.
See, I don't have that typically.
I
I have a lot of bad like Vickies.
Oh, I know bad Vickies in real life, so
I do too.
that tracks. But, so anywho, Seraphina's all like, oh, Roman, we can be together. And he's like, I'm already dating someone named Maggie. Like, boop. So yeah. So now we have entered, not only are we in forced proximity, slow bird cozy, but we are now doing fake dating. Fake bonding, which is werewolf dating, which is worse. So he comes home and he tells...
because there's a lot of, like, extra steps for that.
Yeah. So he comes home...
Including, like, scent markings and stuff.
He comes home and he explains to Maggie what happened and what he said and asks for her help. And she's like, oh my god, dude, what? Like, she's flabbergasted. But then she's like, you know what? Fine, I'll help you out. We got this. So they, like, go out to the farmer's market just to, like, try to practice being on, like, together. And, like, the thing is, it's not really hard for them because they have such great chemistry and compatibility. While they're at the farmer's market, they do run into her ex and his new girlfriend, which is his yoga instructor that she made a sarcastic comment about when she was leaving on the day they broke up. So obviously, she's like, I don't know if he cheated or if he just got with her after, but obviously I knew I was right. And his yoga instructor person is like an oblivious yoga person who's like goes around barefoot in San Francisco because that's where they live. And it's very weird. I'm just like, whatever, float your boat, bro.
I would never walk around.
And that man has the audacity to make a comment to her about moving on quickly. Like, excuse me, did you both not break up at the same time and both of you have new people? Shut your face. Like, I would have lost my mind. But anywho, I digress. So, you know, they run into them and, like, Roman is all possessive of her, like, a cute moment, and gives her a kiss, and she's like, oh my god, and she's like, I'm just screwed. That's all her internal monologue is always, that how screwed she is. So they do that, and then they go have drinks with Lucien, because he's like, you must bring her for drinks so I can meet. And to go for drinks, you go to the pack house. There's, like, a bar within the pack house, and it has, like, all these she's like, it's crazy in here, the way everything looks, and Lucien, he promises to take her shopping for an outfit. He's like, let's get you an outfit. He takes her shopping. Roman takes her shopping first and buys her this skirt that she wouldn't normally buy for herself and this top, and she looks beautiful. And he's like, oh man, like, he's in love. It's adorable. I'm telling you, this whole book is just, if I had a word for it, it's adorable.
It sounds really cute.
And it's probably just because I recognize my own, like, patterns, because Justin and I have rules and certain things in our relationship, and he knows them and I know his, so it's like our little things that we do. So I don't know, I just think it's adorable. So they go to meet for drinks, and Lucien's like, oh, your outfit is stunning, which you kind of think Lucien might be gay, but he's actually not. He had a wife, but she died. And that's part of the reason the magic started to fail. So he, like, creates this big personality and all these things to protect himself. I know, it's so sad. I know. So, and Roman really looks up to him because he is such a strong alpha and everything. So they go to have drinks, and Lucien's like, what?
Can I just say it's kind of nice to have you read a book that the guy isn't the alpha?
Right?
Because so that's funny. All I ever read.
Well, yeah, there's most
like
of the
either
time.
alpha or beta, and the beta is always like the second book in a series. It's never like the first one, and it's like I get like the whole alpha thing. You know, there's more to it and stuff.
It is
like,
what it is.
Give me like sometimes the normal. You know,
I've read a couple. I think that are just oh, they're a werewolf baby.
Give me like the werewolves with like that are just like pack warriors or something.
I feel like I have read one of those or two. I don't know.
See, the ones that I've read where they're like a pack warrior, it's because she's like the princess.
That's
or
true.
Something.
Yeah, so they become something. Well, anywho, Roman doesn't want none of that. So he's like, y'all simply must do karaoke. And they're like, oh, no. And they're like, yes, you must. And so they have to pick a song. And Maggie panics and picks Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, which is a good karaoke song if you think about it.
That is.
So they get up there and start singing it. And they're kind of fumbling through it at first, kind of awkward. But she's like, Roman can actually sing. So she's like, wow, his voice is nice. And then she's trying to keep up, and they're trying to do moves, and it's awkward, but then they kind of start having fun, and then he like dips and kisses her, and like they both keep flinching when there's contact, and it's like, that's a dead giveaway, y'all. But everyone lets it go and is like, woohoo, big, da da da, like, love it. So they go escape to the garden for a little bit, and she's like, Roman, if we're going to sell this, you can't flinch every time I touch you. Because he was, like, upset because he got overstimulated. So they went to the garden so he could, like, decompress and settle down. And so, like, when she touches him in the garden, he doesn't really flinch. It was more so the other people around. It's not her. It's all the peopling, which, duh, people, ew. So then they end up, like, getting comfortable sitting on the bench. And then they end up making out in the garden. And she's like, it's just practice. And I'm like, no, girl. Y'all, like, accidentally made out because there's chemistry.
Girlie,
chemistry.
That's not how practice works.
Like, y'all have chemistry so much. So, anywho, well, then Serafina shows up at their apartment because she's a jealous heifer. And she's all like, oh, you. Like, I left a crystal here. You know I used to live here, right? Let me find it. And she's like, would you like me to look for it for you? She's like, I have a connection to it. I'll find it. Just, you know, an excuse to be there. Roman comes out of the shower and she's like touching him and making it all awkward. She's like, you gotta go. Like, first she's nice, and then, but she actually does it like twice. And so the second time she's like, you got to go. This is rude and ridiculous. And then one time, Roman literally had just shifted back, and Doris Cranberry knocks on the door, and there's hair everywhere, and he's like, you have to distract her, make her go away. And she's like, can you put some pants on? Because she's just naked. So she answers the door, and she's like, you have fur everywhere. She's like, crafting project. I'm in the middle of making a craft. Where's Roman? He's not here. And then there was like a weird noise, and she's like, oh, gotta go, and like shuts the door in her face. But like, Roman can't do that on the fly. Like, Maggie can be like chaotically crazy and just kind of do it, and he can't do that. So that's why he needs the roommate who can do that.
Yeah.
Another instance, Roman was howling. He howled for some reason, and Doris was like, there's weird noise. She's like, yeah, animal nature sounds. And so Roman shifts back to human and like meows like a cat, trying to show it's different animals. Like, it's just written really funny because Justin, he heard, I said, this book's hilarious, and he's like, I can hear you laughing, because I was like actually laughing.
I love when a book causes me to actually laugh.
Yeah, like, I was giggling because this is just funny. So anywho, they have all these misadventures with Doris that are hilarious, and then of course Lucien's like, this is wonderful, you must come to our bond breakfast. She's like, what is all this about, bro? And they're like, we just gotta go to brunch. And so they go, they end up going to brunch at the Pack, and it's going okay. And then Roman had to step away for a minute to say something to somebody else, and Serafina and her little friends try to like corner her at the table and make it awkward, and he like grabs her and he's like, she doesn't have to defend anything to you. And then he like walks away with her, and he's like, are you okay? And they're like in an alcove, and then all of a sudden he's like making out with her again, takes her into a room, and he has brunch in the room with her, if you catch my drift. Real loud.
He has a meal while she
real loud for everyone to hear at the brunch, because when they walk out of the room, everyone is staring, and a few people are like clapping or giggling. Somebody is like, finally. Because everybody can see the tension and the chemistry and the compatibility. So yeah, that happens, and Serafina is distraught.
So he goes to eat brunch. She didn't get much eating.
She didn't eat anything at that point, and he just had...
She was the brunch.
She became brunch. Yes, she became brunch and shut all the haters down.
Big Bad Wolf came after Miss Red Riding Hood there.
Exactly. But then because Roman like smirks how the girl, like how they got upset, she thinks he did it to prove a point. So she starts, the self-doubt and the confidence problems kind of come at her, and she feels like it was to prove a point. And then he gets upset, and it's just kind of a thing. And I'm just like, if you two would just admit you liked each other, this would all go away. But, you know, they can't, because the book's not over yet. So, then, because, like, Eric had seen her and she seemed so happy and such a light in her eyes, and like saw some work she had posted. She's like, you never liked my work. And he's like, no, that piece was really good, and da-da-da. And then he like texts her, I want to do like something grown up and mature, like let's have dinner and just kind of like as friends or whatever. So like him and Bianca and her and him try to have dinner, but they go to the restaurant, and it's like a restaurant where the seating is yoga mats on the floor and really weird health food. And there's like crystals on the table. I don't know. Apparently San Francisco vibes are like this.
I am so sorry if you can hear my laptop. It's having some kind of connection.
Is that what that was?
Yes. It keeps making this noise. I think I need to replace the fan because I think the fan keeps getting stuck, or it keeps getting stuck on something. So I'm so sorry if you keep hearing like this.
I thought it was like an
noise.
actual fan, and I was like, what in the world is that?
No, it's like a really weird, it's my laptop fan.
Normally I'm the one with the weird noises.
I know, and I have 2 cats in my office today. Neither one of them want to come say hi for some reason. I don't even know where they're at.
They're hiding. They're cats.
There's Mochi. I see Mochi. Oh, I see Freya. She's behind me on pillows. She's laying on the dog's bed. She's like on the floor over here laying by the dog's bed. Can you? You can.
What? Oh.
You can see my makeup bag. Sorry.
I see your hand. I see the top of it. I don't see the whole thing.
Yeah. You just see this part right here.
So, they go to this dinner. It doesn't go well. Eric's kind of like talking to her how she seems like she's like, it's like you can tell he realizes, dang, girlie's like hot stuff and doing well, and it's like, yeah, dude, because she's not trying to fit into your little weird box. Yeah. So anywho,
sorry, I have to take a picture of the cat.
So they end up leaving, and they're like, must find real food. So they go to find real food, and they get like all of the food truck food they can find and take it home. They also crack open a bottle of wine, and then they start playing Wine Drunk Truth or Dare. And they're like tap dancing around so many things with the feelings, but they still don't ever commit to anything. And then Roman like even tries to dare her to kiss him or something, like for real, and she freaks out a little. And then she comes back and dares him, and her dare to him involves going to Doris Cranberry's door shirtless and asking her to check him for ticks. The most amazing part is, though, she hides around the corner, and he does do it, and he goes to her door, and he knocks, and like it just turns into a whole thing, and Doris is like very serious about how you should check for ticks, and that she can hear Maggie laughing. She's like, you need to check this man, and they like dark, warm crevices. Hysterical. So well written. I love books when they're written so funny. It's a great part.
I'm about to laugh, and I didn't even read it.
And I'm not even giving you the full thing because I don't want to give it all away because it seems to be rising in popularity right now. So I'm just like, it's amazing. It's hilarious. So then Lucien's next event is a scavenger hunt. Right before they're about to start the scavenger hunt, there's a rogue that breaches the border. So they all have to
Alright,
rush
one
off.
of the cats is like growling outside the door. It sounds like Tofu.
Probably. So
He's very dramatic.
a rogue breaches the border. They have to go handle it. Sorry, I had the hiccups.
You're good. You're like me!
A rogue has to handle it,
Oh,
and
you're gonna call.
I am.
Okay, so a rogue has to handle it.
Sorry, they have to handle a rogue, and the rogue's all like, "Your pack is nothing." Well, Lucien like tears him up, but doesn't kill him and tells him, "Go back where you came from," and tell him that there's more where that came from, basically. So then they go back, and then Lucien's just like, "All right," washes the blood off his hands, like, "Back to the scavenger hut." So it's like this big dramatic thing, and they get texts on their phones and all this other stuff, and they basically go around San Francisco and do all these cutesy little things and take pictures, and it's adorable, and they have a perfect date night, and it's just so cute. And naturally, they still don't confess their feelings to each other.
Because why would they?
They do run into Eric again, and he may or may not get kind of pushed into a fountain, which is hilarious.
I love that.
I know. I love it. The petty. So, anywho,
That's a...
Then-
Don't you dare.
so then they're supposed to have, like, bonded privately on their own. Well, then Lucien decides that they need to have a whole bonding ceremony in front of the entire
Hold
pack.
on. Hi guys, welcome back. So you'll see that we're kind of different. So sorry, we had to take a bit of a second. Cecily was getting phone calls. I was dealing with a dog and a cat fighting. The cat was winning, and we kind of had to save the dog. So
That's hilarious.
the cat always wins. Okay?
Poor
Because
Jinx.
the dog knows that she's not supposed to get.
The cat,
Like,
oh,
get
poor
the cat,
baby.
so
She's
just
getting
trying to be
bullied.
really nice.
You're allowing your dog to be bullied.
I'm not allowing my dog to be anything. You've met my cat.
This is true. That your
You
cat
gave
is my
me one
cat,
of my
my brother.
cats. Yeah. That's the one who beats her up, too.
That tracks.
That
That
one
tracks.
and Bubbles. Bubbles also beats her up.
I don't remember
Bubbles
where
is
I was
Mama
at
Bear.
in my story. Oh, yes, I do.
I don't remember.
They had the epic scavenger hunt date. Lucien decides they need a big dramatic public marking for the bonding. And Roman's like,
God.
"Yep, we'll be there. Great." Maggie likes to kickbox, so she goes to a kickboxing place and she's pretty good at it. Serafina shows up to test it out as a new member and like tries to harass her there. And then Serafina also sees her at a coffee house on this whole bonding thing. He's like, "See you at the ceremony." And she's like, "Wait, what?" She comes home. She's like, "Roman, what the, you know what?" Roman's like, it's fine. We can figure this out." They decide, she's like, "Oh my God, you could just tell your cousin you don't want to do this." And he's like, "I can't do that." And so she's like, has a whole thing. So they get like stage makeup to do like a fake mark. And he has a blood capsule that he palms from his pocket to put in his mouth for when he does the marking, and they practice till they get it right. But before they do that, Lucien like, "We're going to have a game show," and they fill out things because they're everyone's favorite couple in the pack. So they fill out like answers to questions, and so they're like, "It's fine, we live together, we got this." They're like, we didn't practice for this." So they ask them questions, and of course, they get all the questions right. Because they have so much chemistry, and they're so freaking compatible.
Because they're supposed to be together and they don't realize it. Is mates a thing in this or no?
Doesn't seem to be,
Okay,
I think there is.
You just picked
I
your
think
one.
there is occasionally, but it doesn't seem to be. But see, Roman also noticed one day he was doing border patrol, and the magic spiked when Maggie came to give him breakfast and, like, gave him a kiss. And he was like, "That's interesting. It has nothing to do with a bond, but it's spiking." So, but he doesn't ever say anything. So they go through with it. They manage to fake the ceremony. They leave. She's very downhearted because she was thinking she wanted him to ask her to do it for real, and she would say yes. But they keep faking because they won't just communicate.
Communication.
I'm telling you, man. Justin's gonna lose his mind when he hears this one.
That's all you need to do. Just communicate.
So that goes down, and then they're having a big party reception the next day. Well, Serafina had found someone to mark who was supposed to be good or whatever, all this other stuff. Her parents helped her. She's trying to rise in power, blah, blah, blah. Serafina notices, she, like, spills wine on her somehow, and then, like, Maggie's, like, wiping at it, and, like, she wipes away the fake mark. So she, like, lets her hair down, and Serafina's like, oh, I was showing mine off, and then she's like, wait a minute, and, like, it's a whole thing, and they run out. Awkward. Big. So then they have a big, huge fight, and she's like, if you would just stand up to your cousin, like, yes, you don't want to do these things and blah, 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 because his cousin's also like, I have a beta position for you, and he's like, I would hate that. I don't want to do that, but it's an honor, and my cousin's done a lot for me, like, putting up with me, living away, and all this other stuff, so he's like, he just doesn't know how to stand up for himself. So she gets into a big fight with him about it. Well, the next morning, Lucien shows up and is like, you're going to have to bond with somebody. We have to fix this. And he's like, I'm not bonding with anyone. He brings his very first girlfriend, who was also, like, a friend from back in the day. And I don't know if she is also on the spectrum, but, like, she got along with him really well and helped him out with stuff. And he was devastated when she moved away. And he, like, leaves with them. So Maggie thinks he's choosing her and is done and over. So she packs all her crap and bounces.
No. Communication, guys.
I know. But then a whole series of events happens that I don't feel like I should tell you. I will tell you it's like a happily ever after. But yeah, it's like really cute. It's a very good book. And it's so cute and adorable, and it's also so hilarious.
It sounds like it's really good.
I love Doris Cranberry. I want her to be a real person. She would be like somebody's crazy grandmother.
I'm sorry, but the name Doris Cranberry makes me think she's a sim. Like an NPC sim.
That's true. That's a good call. But yeah, it's awesome. It's adorable. I really enjoyed the book. I highly recommend, and I think it was really cute, cozy, and, you know, it was a good break from all the dramatic spice.
We need a good cozy every once in a while.
So, I enjoyed it. I hope you do too. Shout out to Roxie Ray. I had never heard of her before, but Facebook is doing its thing with your commercials. The algorithm is algorithming.
And it has found me. I've never gotten an ad for one of her books, but then again, I'm not on Facebook.
I was gonna say, I get ads for all the books and all the shorts. And the drama shorts, I watch them sometimes, but, like, sometimes I get tired of them, and I'm just like...
Dude,
it's the same story.
The same ones.
It's the same story in, like, 5 different colors.
Yeah.
Or 5 different ethnicities.
I get tired of them sometimes when it's the same exact one over and over again. But, dude, I got one of them that keeps showing up on my thing, and it actually looks interesting. Like,
I have some of them are actually good actors. Some of them are actually decent actors.
Yes, but the issue is that some of them are not, and they're in the same one.
Yes, unfortunately. But
I have seen one of them where both of them are decent actors, and I'm like...
So here's the fun part. Sometimes you can go on YouTube and find the whole version. But also...
Yeah, but that's only if it's not new.
Right. But then I also have realized, because Justin was like, what the hell are you doing? If you watch the same ad over and over again, but still don't commit, eventually they'll show you another section of the story.
Oh, yeah. I keep watching those.
So I've seen, like, almost at least enough of the story for me to get the gist of it from the ads. Pretty proud of myself.
I have one that I keep doing it. It's gotten to the point, though, where I've seen all the clips, so now they just keep giving me just the montage.
I know, and I'm like, come on.
You know how when they give you the montage?
Yes, I've hit the montage on a couple, and I'm like, dang it, they figured me out. But, anywho, welcome back. I don't even know how long this season's going to be, but, you know, we're rocking and rolling, and Kate has a 2-parter coming up, because she's finally getting to her hockey series. Which I guess we should really read the heated rivalry with the way it's blowing up.
We should. You just can't find them anywhere. Oh, I should? Is that because I'm the hockey one?
I mean, I kind of like hockey, but I don't know.
Listen, I love hockey.
I like watching hockey.
Okay, this has nothing to do with
I just don't really like
Spicy
the reading
Bucks,
of it. I did read a really good football series.
Nothing to do with Spicy Bucks, but I think I've sent it to you already. Dude, there was a goalie fight.
How does a goalie fight happen?
We haven't had a goalie fight in like 5 years, and there was a goalie fight.
I know I watched the Canada-USA game, and that was legit.
It was Panthers versus the Sharks, and they fought, and it was good, because there's like the whole thing of like, because listen, goalie fights are not fun to watch. They're really awkward, because they're all big on pads and stuff. But you don't get to see a goalie fight very often. So when you do get a goalie fight,
it's sides of the rink.
Goalie fight. Yeah, but there's like the unwritten rule of goalies can only fight goalies. And if you go after the goalie, the entire team is gonna come at you.
This is true.
Okay, it's a thing.
The fights are the best part.
This
of hockey.
guy, I'm pretty sure what started it is he was getting close to the fight. The Sharks goalie was getting close to the fight. So the Panthers goalie literally crossed the entire ice to come fight this guy. So then they fight and the Panthers goalie loses.
Why is that me though? Like, I will cross this whole field to jump you. Why is that me? Why?
Listen, he lost, okay?
Dang.
But that's okay.
Dang. I don't think I would
he crossed
lose.
the entire thing in the Sharks goalie, literally.
I got a lot of pent-up rage. I don't think I would lose.
There's a lot of padding when it comes to goalies.
Fair.
There's a lot of padding when it comes to hockey players in general, but goalies have, like, extra padding.
Could you imagine getting nailed in the puck all the time? Ouch.
That's fair. That's fair.
Anywho, follow us. We're cool on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube.
We're on Facebook?
Oh, sorry. Wrong one. We're not on there. I can't commit to making something on there, although I feel like I could get all the older women my age.
Probably. You probably should make a Facebook. Anyway, Facebook, TBD. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We are Sweet and Spicy Pod pretty much everywhere. Follow us wherever you're listening to our podcast right now. If it's not YouTube, you should definitely go check us out over there. Guys, we're also going to be TBD, and this is up in the air. I'm totally not supposed to tell you guys this, and Cecily might be mad at me, but we're potentially going to open a Patreon too, because a lot of our content is going to start, because we're trying to get more YouTube friendly. We're going to try to start to a little bit more,
we're going to clean up our act.
Yeah, guys. So
we're going to chew a bunch of Orbit gum. I don't know if anybody's listening is old enough for those commercials, but I hope so.
So a lot of our content is going to be a lot more friendly for YouTube. Not the content itself, let's be honest here, we're still talking about Spanish.
Yeah, it's not going to be super friendly. It's just going to be like euphemism.
It's still going to be 18 plus, but it's going to be, we're not going to cuss as much, because I know some people might enjoy that we're not going to cuss as much, but we also have to be a lot less descriptive. So in our editing process, you might randomly hear nice little whip noises, or you might hear, random just like voiceovers of like, hey guys, this is, we're not going to talk about this. I completely cut this out. Enjoy. Or maybe you are gonna just hear a beep noise and know
I was gonna say, with Cecily's editing, it's just gonna go quiet for a second.
She might just cut out the audio, and that's fine.
Mute.
The normal, like, just Spotify and stuff that's a little bit cleaned up, because I do those.
Cecily doesn't clean anything up.
Yeah. YouTube is very
Cecily
much
does
like
the
open-ended.
bare minimum.
YouTube is going to be very open-ended.
Okay? I got the struggles.
So maybe in our Patreon, we'll have the full release Obviously, we'll cut out some stuff like us talking to cats or family members. Phone calls.
Or
stuff
not.
like
Who
that.
knows?
We'll still cut out.
Could be entertaining.
No. I'd rather my personal business stay my personal business. But anyway. Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed listening. We hope you come back next week and the weeks after that. Our 1 year anniversary is coming up. Woo-hoo! Valentine's Day will be our 1 year anniversary for posting, guys. So we'll try to figure out something for that. But in the meantime, keep listening, keep enjoying, and
happy
stay
reading.
safe. Happy reading. Bye.